Hey guys, welcome back. Long time no see. If you don't know, or if you don't follow me on social media, then you may not know that I had a baby 5 weeks ago today. So today, this is my husband, Adam.
Hey guys.
So we're gonna be sharing our delivery story, our birth story, because I didn't really deliver because it was a C-section, but we'll get into that. So basically, yeah, I haven't been on YouTube. I haven't made a new video in probably coming up on 2.5, 3 months, because towards the end of my pregnancy, I just was super pregnant and wasn't feeling it. I just couldn't do it. I couldn't want to do it. So anyway, and then obviously I took a couple weeks off, 5 weeks, to get adjusted to this little nugget who was actually
right here.
Right here. We're hoping she doesn't get fussy, but she's kind of been a little fussy today, so we'll just, we'll go with it. She's a baby, what can I say? Okay, so her name is, should we say her name, right?
Yes, you should.
Josephine Rose, and we will call her JoJo as a nickname, unless she hates it when she grows up, and she can be called whatever she wants. But I'm going for JoJo because I think that's so cute. And the middle name Rose is actually my sister. I have one sister. She is 19, and that's her middle name. She is Rebecca Rose, so I'm obsessed with my sister and love her to death. So we thought we would tribute her by naming Josephine a little bit after my sister. Okay, so starting at the beginning, Josephine was born on June 19th, which is Father's Day, a great Father's Day gift, which was actually one day after her due date. She was due on June 18th. So we're gonna just kind of start from the beginning and go for it.
So yeah, we were going on 40 weeks and the baby was getting big. They were nervous. She was really big. Yeah. So they kept watching the weight, doing ultrasounds, trying to decide, are we gonna induce? Do we have to do a C-section? Just getting ready for the possibility for that. So we had an appointment Friday before the Sunday we actually delivered, which was the 17th. So we went in.
Just like our weekly
regular checkup.
During our appointment on that Friday, 2 days before she was born, our doctor wanted to schedule us for an induction that night, later that Friday night. So we were going to get that all scheduled, but they ended up calling us and saying that they were full. They didn't have any extra rooms or whatever. So I was so pissed, basically.
Yeah, you were so mad.
It's I'm so ready to have this baby. It was insane. So what ended up happening is then on Saturday we went in at 11 for a stress test just to make sure. I don't even know exactly what they do with that.
Yeah, I can't remember what they're testing, just to see if
kind of making sure she's not dying in there. Right. When I talked to the nurse who scheduled the appointment on that Saturday for the stress test, she said depending on the test results, there was a 50-50 chance, if the baby was in distress, whatever, we would go and have the baby induce and get started right away. So there was basically a 50-50 chance that we would stay at the hospital after the stress test. So we packed our bags and took them, and I was hoping that we were going to have a baby that day. The stress test was going. We were doing the stress test. Everything was looking good, and I was very devastated because, not that I wanted something to go bad, but I'm telling you guys, I wanted to have that baby so bad. And yeah, they're basically getting ready or they're going to send us home after, and then we were actually going to be induced on Sunday because that's when they had openings, we were going to be scheduled for induction on Sunday. And then one of the doctors comes in towards the end of the stress test, and she's like, how would you like to get started with the induction today? And when she said that, I felt like I won the lottery.
Yeah, you were so pumped.
Yes. The baby. I was very, very excited. So basically, I had the stress test. Our appointment was at 11, and I started the induction at 1 p.m. So only 2 hours later, we had to do paperwork and stuff. But first, they gave me this medicine. They didn't do Pitocin first. I don't know if that's if they always, I don't know. I'm not a doctor. But it was some medicine they're supposed to just kind of ripen the cervix and kind of get the body ready. So I did that for 12 hours because it was 4-hour dose. Wait, no. Was it 3 hour? 4 hour like you take the medicine every 4 hours, and I did that for 3 doses. So yeah, that was, 12 hours. We were just chilling in the delivery room, and we were watching some soccer.
Yeah.
I actually had my laptop. I was watching some 16 and Pregnant. I don't know why I wanted to watch that when I was about ready to have a baby, but I did. And so that medicine causes like the worst cramp feelings ever. And like couldn't imagine labor being any worse pain than that. So they did hook me up with some really great drugs. And so yeah, after I got the pain, I don't even know what it was.
I can't remember either.
Some sort of delicious magical painkiller. Like, it was fine. And then so we went to bed that night, and at 1 o'clock in the morning my water broke, like, by itself. My doctor was actually gonna come the next Sunday morning at 7 a.m. bless you, and break my water, but it broke by itself, which was interesting.
But like a non-event, like they weren't, like, it didn't speed anything up.
No,
It was just like
I thought like we're gonna have a baby by early morning. So after the water broke, they started the Pitocin, right? Mm-hmm. And then I got the epidural. Yeah. So yeah, I got the epidural, and I'm trying to think if we're missing anything. Basically your legs go numb. My legs felt so they felt like elephant legs, like so huge. It's just like the weirdest feeling, and I kind of had like jitteries because that's like shakiness. That's a side effect of it or whatever.
But yeah, it was just a lot of basically sitting around until the water broke, and then the epidural, which you were miserable right before. You were in so much pain before you got that. You were just crazy. I've never seen you like that in pain.
And I feel
so mad.
I feel like I'm pretty tough in general and have a high pain tolerance, but not when it comes to having a baby.
That's right. But once you got that in, it calmed down. Like, you were feeling pretty good for a while the rest of that night. Because you got it in like at 4:30 a.m.
Oh yeah, I feel like it took them forever to get the because they had to get the IV in the arms, because they had to give you fluids first before they could actually do the epidural on the back. And they sucked at getting those needles in. It took like at least an hour for them to try. They had to call different nurses. I was just like, give me this epidural. Like, come on. And then what else? I thought there was something else, but I'm trying not to forget.
Oh, we heard. So there was another lady down the hall giving birth, and she was screaming like
bloody murder.
Oh, the doors was shut. You could still hear it a couple doors down. Just getting after it. So that was not reassuring, because she was, sounded like she was dying.
So the epidural seemed to be doing okay, like taking some of the pain away, but as it progressed and the contractions started, being more, I felt, and she was like going down more. Mm-hmm. Is that how you say it? Mm-hmm. The pressure, like I thought with an epidural there would be like no pain or sensation. Nobody prepared me for the pain of like the pressure into me. Like, yeah, it's pressure. Maybe it's not classified as pain, but it was so bad. It was awful. Like, I honestly would have like cut off my leg and have the baby come out that way if I could have, because the pain was so bad. So I don't know if the epidural just wasn't working that well, or if I just am a big baby. I'm not sure, but yeah, the whole time.
Yeah, you were not happy. Yeah, it was crazy. It was just held for a while, and then it just got worse.
You've never seen me like that.
No.
The whole time when the pain was like so bad, just want to make sure we're still recording. The pain was so bad, I kept telling him, and I was crying. I'm like, I can't have another baby because this pain is too much. Like, I can't do this again. I was like devastated because we want more kids. I was devastated. This will be our only baby. I'm like, sorry, Adam. I don't know if we said, but after the water broke, they started the Pitocin sometime, and then the epidural. I think we said that. So yeah, basically
they check you every couple hours, every 4 hours, see if you're progressing. It was just slow and kind of slow and steady, but there was not a lot of progression. It was maybe very slow.
We finally got up to 8 centimeters dilated, and it was like that for like a few hours, wasn't it? There was just like, she wasn't coming. So after being in labor for 18 hours, the doctor said, we're doing a C-section. And I was so happy. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is fantastic. And before that, a C-section terrified me, and I just was devastated that I maybe would have had to have a C-section, but because of the 18 hours and what went on,
ready, yeah.
I was like so excited to get that baby out. Even though I already had the epidural like hooked up to my back and everything, which let me go back to that. That sucked, getting that in the vein, or getting it, or not in the vein, but in the back. It probably goes in a vein, right?
In your spine.
That sucked, and I feel like it took him like 5 hours, even though it probably took him like 2 minutes or 2 or 3 minutes, but that sucked really bad. Maybe just the anticipation of getting the relief. So even though the epidural was already in there, and when you get a C-section, you get an epidural because they numb you, they added more. So, right? Mm-hmm. More of the same stuff.
Yep.
And so once the doctor said, hey, we're doing a C-section, I feel like so many different people came in the room, and they just like were prepping, and we kind of like went over some paperwork and had to sign some stuff basically in case like they killed us on the operating table or whatever, so a bunch of stuff that I don't really remember. I remember they made me take because I didn't eat a whole lot. I wasn't eating. My doctor didn't want me to eat.
Right.
Like I basically was fasting the whole time, so I was like starving and in pain. It's not a good combination for anybody, especially me. Hangry on steroids, let me tell you. So yeah, Adam got scrubbed up, put on his little scrubs. Can I put a picture of you here in your scrubs?
Mm-hmm.
I had to get a picture. Made him take a selfie because he was so cute. Because he's in the business world and he's always like in suits and like dressy clothes. To see him in like doctor scrubs, I loved it. I was obsessed. So yeah, a bunch of stuff happened. I was kind of just like so excited and really like started to shake and get more jitteries from the more epidural medicine. I probably sound like so like dumb, but hey, I'm not a doctor or a nurse. I don't really understand the terms. And then they gave me this little shot of juice. I don't know. It was like some sort of juice that was supposed to help like tame your stomach so you didn't puke. Which it actually wasn't so bad. But yeah, then they kind of wheeled me out. Is there anything else?
No, they took you away first for probably 30 minutes to get you prepped.
Yeah.
And then they came back, got me.
Mm-hmm.
But it was pretty quick. Once they decided to do the C-section, you were gone in 20 minutes, and then I was in there 30 minutes after that in the OR.
Yeah, so when he was not in the OR and they had me in there kind of prepping me and everything, just making sure we're still recording because I can't see it because there's a thing in the way. It was a weird like feeling and sensation. I don't know how I kind of felt like I was in a dream, like kind of like I wasn't drugged from the epidural, but it kind of made me feel a little bit, I don't know. It was really weird. And everything was kind of going in slow motion and a little bit fuzzy. But yeah, even though it was like 30 minutes that they were prepping me, it seemed to go by really fast. Mm-hmm. And I was just, at that point I wasn't scared. I was just, I don't know what my feeling was. It was interesting. I was just really excited and ready. I was ready. That's the way to say it. So I was on the operating table and they must have been ready because Adam, ready to cut me open. Adam came in and he kind of was like up by my head. And if you're not familiar with the C-section, they basically have like a whole kind of tent so you don't see what's going on, which I wouldn't be able to handle anyway. And they basically just started to do it. You're super numb. If you're not familiar, you're super numb, and all you can feel is the like basically them sawing cutting into your skin, which I don't know. If it wasn't for like all the just crazy emotions, I probably like would have had a really hard time. Like it was hard for me to take because it was disgusting. Like you can feel them like cutting into you. So I was just trying to think about, she's gonna be here so soon. I kept asking them like how long from the start of them cutting it in will she come out, and they said only like 10 minutes. That was fantastic. And then it takes like 30 minutes to sew you up or whatever, so I was like, I can get through this 10 minutes of them like sawing into me. So yeah, Adam was like above me here, and you actually watched.
Yeah, so I was like by her, basically by watching you, and then I asked if I could like watch actually the baby come out, so they let me do it, stand up. And
how would you
basically
explain
it's a big
that?
incision. They put like this plastic ring to keep the skin open. And then I saw like the baby's hair on top. So it was pretty crazy. I mean, they just
Yeah, 'cause she
kind
has
of
a lot of
grabbed her.
dark hair.
Yeah, really dark hair. So they basically, I mean, baby's head's sitting right there, and they just kind of grab her, and it's pretty forceful and violent. They just try to yank her out.
Did you see him like cut the cord or anything?
Yeah, I saw him cut the cord. I mean, they pulled her out pretty quickly, and it was pretty easy. So they pulled her out, cut the cord, brought her over to the little weigh station.
I can't believe you watched that.
But yeah, it wasn't too bloody. I mean, it was. If you don't like blood, you wouldn't like it. But it's not like you could see a lot. I mean, it's basically just the baby right there. So it was pretty fun to watch.
Yeah, and I
pretty
feel
cool
like,
to see.
I'm glad that you like.
Yeah.
I feel like she wasn't crying right away. Did she cry? Like I can't remember.
She cried a little bit, but it wasn't like screaming.
Yeah, she was super.
She was awake though, and looking around and moving her hands and feet. It was.
And so, kind of backtracking. I don't know why, but I'm like really nervous that's not going to be recording. Anyway, I was kind of backtracking a little bit. Basically, based off of previous ultrasounds, her like legs were measuring short compared to the rest of her body. So that was another reason why I stopped YouTube towards the end, because I was so stressed out. One of the nurses had like told me or mentioned the word dwarfism, like there might be a possibility of dwarfism, just because of her measurements were not like lining up or proportionate. And so I was basically like
freaked out.
The whole like ever since, what week was that we found that out? Maybe like 32, 33. Basically when I fell off the face of YouTube and social media earth, probably around 33 weeks. Like I could have killed that nurse for saying that word, because it was awful. Like every day, every moment of every day, I thought about that little baby in there and just hoping she would be healthy, and just concerned that she wasn't. And you weren't as like concerned, because you know that stuff it can be off by quite a bit.
Yeah, there's so many things, like the odds of it happening anyway are so low.
Yeah.
The preciseness of the ultrasound is way off. So after looking online, like there's so many people that have the same thing that never came to anything. So I was pretty reassured, but it was harder for you since it's your baby. I mean, it was awful.
Like I've never had that kind of like, I don't know what the right word is, duress on myself.
Like dread, or
just like my poor baby, like not being like healthy and perfect, you know, the life that she would have to, you know, have a different lifestyle. So anyway, going back, like when she came out, I didn't see her. Well, I saw her like a little bit because they had a TV. So I'm like laying on the table. There's a huge tent there. The nurses are over there like kind of cleaning her off and making sure she's like alive and kicking. And then there was like a TV up here, which I thought was really stupid because I had to like look all the way back and crank my head to look at it. But I saw her and I'm like, is she perfect? Like that. I remember saying that. And yeah, I think you said that she was perfect.
Mm-hmm.
So she wasn't, you know, she was great proportions, healthy, and just perfect. And yeah, I noticed the hair a lot, and I kind of we knew she would have hair because on the ultrasound they said even back at one of the earlier ultrasounds, they could see the hair on the ultrasound, which I thought was cool. And then the nurse, when she was checking me in the delivery room before the C-section, she said she could feel the hair, which I thought was kind of cool. And I was born with a full head of hair, even probably more hair than JoJo has, and my hair was like pitch black. Hers is like dark brown, but mine was like pitch black. It was crazy, and then it turned blonde like soon after. But anyway, so they got her cleaned up or did whatever they needed to do. And what did they even do over there before they brought her over to me?
Weigh her, get her length, do some other measurements, clean her up, then wrapped her up and brought her over.
Yeah, and so they took the gown off that I was wearing. I just had like a sports bra on underneath, but they like pulled the gown down so we could do skin to skin right away, and he was like right there. I mean, you just can't describe that sensation and that feeling. It was, I've waited my whole life to feel that and to see her, and
yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah, it's insane. Not getting too much into it, but we tried for a few years to get pregnant, so it just makes it that much more. You know, a baby's a miracle, but when you've wanted something and you haven't been able to get it, you know, and she comes out like, I can't even get my thoughts together because it was just, I was crying. I'm pretty sure you were too. I don't know if you want me to admit that, but he was there. I saw the tears. But yeah, I just held her and she was quiet, and just when she wrapped her little finger or her little fingers around our finger, I mean, you just can't. It's everything. It's life. That's what life's about. Is this and family. Getting emotional. I was actually tearing up when I was talking about that.
Right.
So when they were sewing me back up, are you gonna be fussy wussy, baby? When they were sewing me back up, like she was on me the whole time. So like it was about 30 minutes that it took probably for them to get me all whatever sewed back together. But because she was on me and we were experiencing that amazing first time experience, it went really fast, and I didn't notice like them like sewing or whatever they do to sew me up. I didn't notice it, so it was fine. And then yeah, basically that was done, and then we went to, after that, we went back to the delivery room, and labor room.
We're probably like an hour.
Yeah.
Just get things cleaned up, get our stuff backed up.
Yeah.
And then move to the postpartum, post-delivery.
Anyway, so then we, go up to the postpartum, or what's it called?
Post-delivery.
Post-delivery, and was I in a wheelchair or on the bed? I was on the bed, and they kind of raised it up, and I had her in my arms, and I'm sure I had the biggest, dumbest looking smile on my face. I'm like, here's my baby. And all of the nurses or whoever we passed like in the hallway would look at us and just give us the biggest smile, because they knew that, that was our new baby. So she was born at 6:32 p.m. on Sunday, the June 19th, Father's Day. So, after they sewed me back up and we got up to the post or recovery room or whatever, it was late at night. I was super tired because I was in labor for 18 hours previously, and I'm sure you were tired too. And anyway, I was like so tired, and baby was sleeping. Like, she slept so well at the hospital. Like, she slept like crazy. We'd actually have to wake her up a lot to feed her. So we were in the hospital from Saturday at 11, and we left at 11 a.m. and then we left Wednesday afternoon, because it's longer, like a day longer if you have a C-section for recovery. But basically, to round up my experience in the post-recovery, postpartum, post-pregnancy, like recovery, those nurses were so annoying, and they have to be. They come in like every 2 seconds, it feels like, and I don't know if they have to check on me more because I have the C-section, but looking down your pants, like checking the incision. So there's like no privacy, and I'm one of those people that kind of, I value my privacy. So it was like weird at first, but then towards the end, I'm just like, I could like streak in front of them and be fine. I've heard a lot of people say when you're in the hospital after you have a baby, take advantage of all the nurses in the nursery and get as much sleep as you can, because when you get home, you're not going to sleep. We found that to be totally not true, because the nurses, like, they came in so often, like, it was just, we really were homesick. We just wanted to get our family and go home,
Yeah, and like the furniture was terrible. So the rocking chair would squeak. It was like a wooden one.
So annoying.
Old school.
And the bed that he gets to sleep on.
Yeah, it was so uncomfortable. So it's definitely nice to have the nurses there to take the baby.
They never really took her though.
They only did it once or twice, but otherwise we couldn't wait to get out, because it was
we were
just
excited.
Sleep in our own bed, own chair, an actual recliner.
Yeah.
So it was definitely not. It's not like a hotel. It was
it's not
the opposite. Even though it's a nice hospital too.
Yeah.
It's really, they do a good job, but it was ready to.
I just thought we would like be living it up with like all the help and stuff. That's what most people I hear say, like, live it up while you're at the hospital, because when you get home it's like all you, and I just didn't feel that way. So we were excited to go home. So yeah, I think that's kind of everything. I'm not sure if we quite missed, I don't know if we missed anything, but her stats, Josephine's stats. Oh, by the way, can I just point out this little cowlick here that I'm like obsessed with? I don't see the back of her head a whole lot unless Adam's holding her, because I usually hold her. P.S. She has like adult gas, like like she trumps both of us put together. Anyway, I think her little cowlick is so cute. Look at that. Anyway, her stats. She was 8 pounds, 15 ounces, and was 21.5 inches long. So a pretty big baby. There she is. We basically, long story short, we're obsessed. We love her. It's been an adjustment. It's not all cupcakes and roses, but so totally worth it. They say like it's the hardest job in the world, but the best job in the world for sure. That's pretty much it, you guys. I do just want to take this time for those of you who got to the end of the video, because I'm sure it's very long, to let you guys know that I'm actually going to be transitioning my channel a little bit from strictly like makeup and beauty. I want to venture into do more lifestyle, kind of like home stuff, home organization and stuff like that, which I've always been passionate about, and also mom type stuff, like mom favorites, baby favorites. I might do a whole video like talking about the reasons why, but basically, obviously my life has changed. I am a stay-at-home mom with her, and then, you know, YouTube on the side and whatnot, and still I do that as well. But as you might have heard, Josephine had a little situation in her diaper, so Adam went to change her diaper. But yeah, I basically just wanted to take this time to just let you guys know that I will be on my channel. You'll be seeing more than just makeup and beauty. There still will be makeup and beauty, it just won't be all of it. So like I said, just kind of like lifestyle type stuff and mommy type stuff. Bottom line, as a new mom, I'm not going to be rocking a dramatic smoky eye anytime soon. I mean, to be real with you, this is the first time I put on makeup in weeks. And yeah, so I'm just going to do what comes naturally. Basically, I just need to do what's organic and what kind of fits and goes with what's actually happening in my life. And having a new baby is exactly that. And I think Adam's coming back in. And I think that, I don't know, it'll be helpful. Like when I was pregnant, and basically I Googled like a lot of YouTube videos, like new mom favorites, like baby favorites, what's in my hospital bag and all that kind of stuff. So I find it very helpful, and I think it'll be helpful for a lot of you guys. So yeah, if you're not into the non-beauty and makeup, just don't watch those videos. I would love to have you, but yeah. Okay, so we got a fussy baby, but basically that's everything, and thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know if you have any questions or comments down below. Please leave any video requests down below. And yeah. Thanks, Adam, for being here.
Yeah, glad to be here.
All right, we'll see you guys later.
Bye. Guys.